Breaking. Supreme Court upholds TikTok ban. Trump speaks. Let's get right into it, man. You know what I'm saying? Double tap the screen on the way in the door. Um, question of the day. Question of the day. Should TikTok be banned? You know, and I want y'all to give your reasoning why you think that TikTok should be banned today. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they should be banned, but you know, maybe they should. Let's check it out. Let's check him out.
Uphold the law, right? So there was a big challenge that whether this was unconstitutional, whether it violated free speech. Mm-hmm. Right now, the Supreme Court has decided that this law can.
Let's not get it twisted. People like me that don't have TikTok, well, I do have a TikTok, but I'm not really like popular on TikTok. But people like me that's really aiming at YouTube is happy because now you have. I'm gonna explain it to you in a second. You got a bunch of people going to that. I think the new app is called Red Note, where they rushing over to, you know, and a lot of other people is rushing over to YouTube. Because in the last couple of years, people got famous off of TikTok, and that's where their core fan base is at. They haven't, you know, moved to other places. Same thing with us on YouTube. You know, some of us is real popular on YouTube, but can't get it cracking on Instagram. They all have different algorithms. Just because you're famous on one don't mean that you're going to be famous on all of them. So, you already know, Trump train, type 1 in the chat.
And of course, now it's going to be a question of what goes on once the president-elect takes office, because the Biden administration reported.
Biden and them is the one that started this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? They saying that Trump is saying that he might suspend the ban. You know what I'm saying? As it stands right now, the Supreme Court upheld it. So let's see how this works for them. My bad, I thought it was Sharon.
But we do know that the Supreme Court has ruled that the ban is okay to be upheld.
So the Supreme Court not jumping in here to save the day for TikTok. The small business owners and content creators won't be happy to hear this, because the platform they've used to grow a following, to earn money potentially, will now be banned. Sunday, as you mentioned, President Biden said he won't intervene.
I predict people are going to be offering themselves. It's going to be like the Wall Street, like the stock market crash. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. I think that it's just. I think they saying that if they sell it to a United States company, then they cool. Otherwise, they getting smashed out.
To get in the way of this. But President-elect Trump has seen the benefit of TikTok. He's credited the platform with helping him get into the White House. So what does this mean in the very short term for all of these people on the platform who don't know what will happen come Sunday and Monday?
Okay, so a couple of things.
They're gonna be popular on YouTube now for jumping off the roof for something.
In the most immediate short term, the law says that come Sunday, Apple, Google, these app stores, they cannot have the app in their app stores for those in the US. So if
that is crazy.
If you don't have TikTok on your phone, you're not going to be able to download it come Sunday.
Mr. Brock, Harlem Romeo, salute.
Now, TikTok is reportedly.
Are y'all big TikTok users? Because I'm not.
Considering not just, okay, we'll still allow people who are using the app to have access to it. They are reportedly considering completely shutting down access for all users. So that's sort of the first question of what might come Sunday for those of us that do have the app on our phones. Then you take this out a little bit further. Yeah. There's the question of
oh man, the kids, I could just see the depression rate just skyrocketing. Because some of these kids don't know YouTube and, Facebook and all the rest of that stuff. They don't know that. They know TikTok. It used to be Snapchat. They know TikTok. They get all that popularity on that TikTok. And now they get banned. And they popularity plunges. I'm gonna keep it real. It's a To be monetized on YouTube and maintain it, man, I maintained monetization for 4 years. It's hard. The new rules every day. You know what I'm saying? I think what, like 7% of channels is actually monetized.
President-elect Trump signed an executive order that would roll back this law. There's a lot of legal questions for those that are far more smart in that world than me to answer whether that would be possible. But the broader picture is people who use this for their business, for their brand. I've talked to many of them. They're pretty worried because TikTok versus Instagram, you have different audiences there.
Yeah. President Trump being sworn in noon Monday. So if it's this.
Hey, yo, Ice, that's you. Call me, man. Call me. God bless you, bro. Call me. You gotta call me now, nigga. I'll end this live. I'm about to have hundreds of people up in this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about this shit. When you call me now, nigga. I'll end this shit.
This could be part of his first few official acts. It's still unfolding. Kelly O'Grady, thank you so much. Let's also bring in CBS News legal contributor Caroline Polisi. Tell us what you know about the Supreme Court's decision so far and what this means for people who truly do rely on the app right now.
Yeah, well, it literally just dropped. I would say from what I've skimmed through, it's not surprising. The First Amendment arguments here on behalf of TikTok really weren't that strong. You know, we're calling it the TikTok ban, but really what this was a bipartisan supported legislation that Congress passed about corporate structures, really, to preserve.
Hey, let's not get it twisted. This is all about money. This is not about they care about our rights being violated and none of that shit. We're gonna go with we're gonna play along. But let's all put our thinking caps on right now. This shit is about a color. You know what I mean? It's a green piece of paper.
Of national security, and it relates to ByteDance, the parent company that.
Make sure you do. Make sure you do. Make sure you do, Ice.
That owns TikTok. And essentially, the argument was...
This is a power move. This is a United States power move. You know what I'm saying? And then the day before Trump sits down, oh, boy.
Is that the ban would violate free speech implications. But, you know, the First Amendment can take a back seat to other certain issues. And in this case, it's national security. The concern is that China...
Here's some information that you might want to know, right? TikTok is a government program over there. They don't even use TikTok the way we use TikTok over here.
Maybe stealing our data, spying on us, you know, all the things that we've heard. You know, you just reported what could happen. Trump, I mean, this bill was spurred because...
I mean, they be bugging out, man. Who gives a fuck if they spying on us when we give them the rights to look through everything we got? Don't y'all look at the disclaimers and the permissions you give them when you sign up for these apps? You giving them your life anyway. Your fucking phone to be off, and they still recording you. Google's still picking your information up even when your phone is off, y'all. Just to advertise your information to somebody. You know what I mean? That's it.
Because in Trump's first term, he wanted to sign an executive order getting rid of TikTok. And so that raised sort of, you know, Congress's eyebrows and got this issue on the table. So this idea that Trump could potentially sign an executive order.
That TikTok goes out of business. Look at all the YouTube is on easy mode right now. Any one of you fools out there, I've been trying to tell you cats this, right? You can start your YouTube right now and get 40,000. It took me 4 years to get 40,000 subscribers. Y'all could get 40,000 subscribers in a couple of months right now because it's on easy mode. You want to know why? Because everybody's running over here. Trust me, this shit is, that's why they made this shit like Disneyland. YouTube. You curse, demonetized. You use somebody's content, demonetized. Anything that you do over here. Oh, when they come over here, they're going to have a whole different reality. L'Oreal, salute, baby girl. First Property, salute. Mr. Brock, salute. Everybody.
And sort of wave a magic wand is not legally accurate, right? So you can't just sign an executive order and make congressional legislation go away. It could be a sort of Band-Aid. You know, he could say...
Some of y'all kids is in trouble. Some of y'all kids is in school right now and don't know what the hell's going on. Sunday, they're going to try to get on that funky ass TikTok. and they're gonna be going to your medicine cabinet. Y'all better pay attention to what's going on.
We're extending implementation of the law for 30 to 60.
I'm gonna tell you what this means. Look, check this out, right? Let's go back a little bit, right? Here's this woman, right? Her name is, let me see what her name is, man. She was talking about this shit, right? 8 months ago. Right? 8 months ago. Watch this. Now, the reason why I want to show you this, right, is because I don't think that y'all understand just how many people.
Common misconception about this potential banning
How
of
many
TikTok
people-
is that it
how many people this is going to affect and how it's going to affect our kids. Trust me, big business obviously is going to take they're going to take a hit. You know what I'm saying? Big business is going to take an absolute they're going to get a chunks taken out of the ass. You want to know why? Because that's let me tell you something, right? United States, we pulling some motherfucking moves. Now, I have you know that TikTok program in China, they don't even fucking use it the way we use it. It's a government program. My boy Yuckmouth in the building, 5/5 in the building. Salute. Double. All right, let me throw that medal on my boy real quick. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been on my other channel. Y'all, I got that shit monetized over there, man. We over there killing shit. You know what I'm saying? I cleaned this motherfucking channel out. You know what I mean? I haven't been on here in a little while, so we back to it. Anyway. Now, this young lady here, right? Her channel is called, let me shout her out real fast, right? This is Jade Beeson, right? And like I said, 8 months ago, listen to what this woman is saying and watch the headlines today. Because this just happened maybe about an hour ago.
a common misconception about this potential banning of TikTok is that it's only going to impact US-based TikTokers. I am here to tell you that that is simply not true.
It's not true.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me refresh this. All right. Give me 1 second. Double tap the screen on the way in the door. All right, we just starting. We just getting in the door. I will be going down the rabbit hole as per usual. You know what I'm saying? Because you motherfuckers ain't ready for this truth I'm about to hit you with.
If TikTok gets banned, it's going to impact all of us, whether we're based in Europe or Africa. So in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how. By the way, guys, I ummed and ahed about whether I was going to make this a podcast episode or whether I was going to make it.
Let me lower this real quick so we could get through this real quick. StreamYard is a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? He robbed me, man. He robbed me. All right. Now the impact on YouTube and Instagram. Check this out.
That's going to happen if TikTok does get banned in the US is that there's going to be a huge YouTube and Instagram rush. So what I mean by this is there's going to be a huge amount of creators who are doing well on TikTok based in the US who will suddenly not be able to use that app unless they want to use like a VPN or anything like that. But for the majority,
Bing, 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 bing. Google Red Note, y'all. REDNOTE. Red Note. Everybody's running that way.
they're not going to be able to use the app anymore. So what are they going to do? They're going to look elsewhere. And whilst I know a few people are already doing this, and claps for you, there are a lot of creators who aren't doing this yet, and they're kind of sticking their head in the sand and just crossing their fingers that TikTok,
If they smart, they'll run their ass over the Red Note, and y'all would too if you aspired to have a channel.
is going to remain. So if TikTok does get banned, those creators are going to turn to Instagram and turn to YouTube, among other platforms, and they're going to start to share content there. Now, why is this a problem, and why is this going to affect the rest of us? Well, the result of this is going to be a huge influx of content on YouTube and Instagram.
Next 2 days, YouTube is going to have more accounts made than ever before.
So if you are currently already on YouTube and Instagram, or maybe they're even your main channels, you need to listen up.
Listen up.
Yeah, it's corroded people's brains. These motherfuckers is dumb as fuck now. TikTok, yo, let me tell you something. It's so dumb. I'm going to keep it real, man. I'm going to keep it real. It's dumbed out. It's dumbed us down. More than these fake ass videos that we seeing pop up every time you look at the fucking YouTube. You go to the short section Ain't nothing but a bunch of AI videos.
Listen up.
Because not only will there be thousands of creators now suddenly putting all their energy into these other platforms, but there's also going to be a huge rush of content because a lot of these creators will start to repurpose their old TikToks and use them as YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. In addition to that, people are going to be posting a lot more on Instagram and YouTube simply because that's what a lot of people are used to over on TikTok. So not only will there be more creators on the platform, there'll be more repurposed content on the platform and more fresh content on the platform because people will be posting like 3 to 5 times per day because that is what they're used to on TikTok. To add fuel to this fire, there will be
dope things.
This sense of urgency there as well, because people will be looking to Instagram or YouTube amongst other social media platforms as their lifeline. People will be panicking ever so slightly, and that sense of urgency and that panic will be rubbing off on their strategy. They'll just be posting everything and anything and a lot of it because that's probably what's worked for them on TikTok in the past. But as we all know, TikTok is a different beast to YouTube and a different beast to Instagram. Just because that was working there doesn't mean it's going to work everywhere else. So what does this mean? And why is this potentially a bit of a problem? It means that all creators who will be active on Instagram and YouTube and other platforms during this time will potentially go through a period where they will struggle to get attention on their content because there'll be so much other content flooding everyone's news feeds. Now, it is worth saying that along with this,
I'm telling you, watch the depression set in. These motherfuckers, this shit is going to be like
additional content, there might come an increase in the amount of attention on that app because you can assume that a lot of people who used to use and watch TikTok a lot may potentially divert their attention to YouTube Shorts or to Instagram Reels. And therefore, the two things may balance each other out. However, I'm willing to bet that it's going to take a little while for that to happen. I think there'll be a period of time, 3 months, maybe 6 months, where we will be in this situation where our content reach is a little bit lower than normal, our engagement is a little bit lower than normal, and we may struggle to kind of break through amongst all of the noise. The people who will struggle the least, though, are the ones who have already done the work to create a foundation and create an audience on Instagram and YouTube before TikTok gets banned. So if you are someone
all these motherfuckers in America is about to be super depressed.
Hasn't quite managed to do that yet, or maybe it's on your
The
to-do
headlines.
list, now is the time. Another thing that's going to happen as a result.
Traditional 9 to 5s
These motherfuckers are going to be jumping out the roof, off the roof. No TikTok. Oh my God, I can see it now, man. I can see it.
The TikTok ban. And this one will definitely impact like creators and influencers who work with brands through brand partnerships, is that more money, it will potentially flood the marketplace. Let me break this down for you. By the end of 2024, influencer marketing is predicted to be worth $24 billion, right?
I say get rid of the motherfucker. I say get rid of that shit.
Globally, $24 billion should be circulating the influencer marketplace. It doesn't mean that all of that money is necessarily being paid directly to influencers. It just means that $24 billion is being exchanged between different parties as a result of influencer marketing. By the way, my source for this and any other numbers that I share are going to be in the description. Now, if we dig into that number a little bit further, we'll actually realize that around 1.25 billion of that is specifically spent on TikTok influencers.
Them motherfuckers making the bag over there. You ain't lying, Brock.
So around $1.2 billion is being paid or exchanged as a result of TikTok influencer marketing within the last 12 months. What do we think is going to happen to that money if TikTok is banned in the US? Because remember, I'm talking about literal TikTok influence marketing in the US only. It's not like that money is just going to be like poof and disappear, right? I have spent a lot of time working on marketing budgets back in my corporate time. And I'll tell you right now that most marketing teams, if they've been given £500,000 to spend on TikTok influencers that year, they're not going to give that money back or give it to a different team. They're going to redirect that money. They're going to say, okay, we're going to keep this. We're going to put this towards YouTubers or Instagrammers or Pinteresters. Or they might take that money and put it towards paid social media marketing or similar marketing activities like that. This means there's a good chance that if TikTok is banned in the US, a lot of teams might have some spare budget to now put towards Instagrammers, YouTubers, Pinteresters, Xers, etc., etc. Now, just like the previous point that I made, the people who are going to benefit the most from this are people who already have an audience established on Instagram and YouTube, because they're going to be the ones who are potentially going to receive more partnership deals as a result of TikTok being banned in the US. Let's move on to the next point, because this is kind of the flip side, right? I was just talking about how the TikTok ban can impact all influencers and creators, not just TikTokers. But of course, I can't do this video without talking about the impact that it's going to have on businesses as well. So whether you're a business who is in the situation,
business, society, all of that shit will be affected. This is not going to just affect, like influencers and content creators. Come on, man. Think about the kids that just flick through the shit all day. The users. I ain't talking about the content creators, man. Or the ones that think that this is the only way.
Days while we give ByteDance the chance to divest the TikTok company to an American-owned company, which is what the law says. Essentially, TikTok would have to sell to an American-owned company. There's been a lot of
that's some gangster shit. That's some American gangster shit right there.
Sort of whisperings about potentially Elon Musk stepping in to buy the company, but ByteDance said,
"Oh, come on, man. Oh, not that part, man. First, Twitter. Nah, we can't. Nah, that's too much power for one man.
As that's pure fiction. They clearly don't want to sell.
Yeah, China's not budging. They're not budging at all. They're like, the world's bigger than America. We ain't shutting nothing down. And we're not selling it to America.
As you mentioned, President Biden said he won't intervene to get in the way of this. But President-elect Trump has seen the benefit of TikTok. He's credited the platform with helping him get into the White House. So what does this mean in the very short term for all of these people on the platform who don't know what will happen come Sunday and Monday?
Okay, so a couple of things. In the most immediate short term, the law says that come Sunday, Apple, Google, these app stores, they cannot have the app in their app stores for those in the US. So if you don't have TikTok on your phone, you're not going to be able to download it come Sunday. Now, TikTok is reportedly considering not just, okay, we'll still allow people who are using the app to have access to it. They are reportedly considering completely shutting down access for all users. So that's sort of the first question of what might come Sunday for those of us.
Nah, they talking hot shit. They not shutting that app down.
That do have the app on our phones. Then you take this out a little bit further. Yeah. There's the question of, would President-elect Trump sign an executive order that would roll back this law? There's a lot of legal questions for those that are far more smart in that world than me to answer whether that would be possible. But the broader picture is people who use this for their business, for their brand. I've talked to many of them. They're pretty worried because TikTok versus Instagram, you have different audiences.
They shaking like Vegas crap dice.
There.
Yeah, President Trump being sworn in noon Monday. So if this could be part of his first few official acts, it's still unfolding. Kelly O'Grady, thank you so much. Let's also bring in CBS News legal contributor Caroline Polisi. Tell us what you know about the Supreme Court's decision so far and what this means for people who truly do rely on the app right now.
Yeah, well, it literally just...
I wonder what she got to say about this.
Dropped. I would say from what I've skimmed through, it's not surprising. The First Amendment arguments here on behalf of TikTok really weren't that strong. You know, we're calling it the TikTok ban, but really what this was a bipartisan supported legislation that Congress passed about corporate structures, really.
You can't say it was a bipartisan thing if Trump is considering, intervening.
To preserve national security.
Why I say that? Let me get off of this for 1 second. This is the reason why I say that. Now, I didn't think that he would, but let's just see what they say. I say get rid of those motherfuckers.
Live pictures of Mar-a-Lago, where Donald Trump is now reportedly weighing an executive order to save TikTok. If you don't know what TikTok is, ask either your kids or your grandkids. It is on their phone and they are glued to it. The Washington Post reports
that part.
Trump's order would suspend the ban or sale of the Chinese-controlled app for 60 to 90 days. The move will give Trump time to figure out how to save the app from a ban that was voted on by Congress because the app happens to be controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. Here is Trump recently on why he is now a fan of the app used by 170 million Americans.
For real, yup.
How do you plan to stop the ban on TikTok next month?
We'll take a look at TikTok. I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. And there are those that say that TikTok has something to do with that.
With us now, Senator Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma, member of the Armed Services Committee. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you,
Thank
sir.
you as always.
Yeah.
Should any red-blooded American have a soft spot in their heart for TikTok?
Well, I mean, I understand what President Trump is saying, and I have all the respect
Can
in
you
the world for
explain that,
him.
what he was saying?
He understands social media, and he understands retail, and he understands politics. And in today's world, politics is retail. He was able to use the platform in a very effective manner, but it was also used against him in 2020. It was also
used to spread
misinformation.
Spread all of the Hamas stuff,
Right,
and all of the anti-Semitic and anti-Israel stuff after October 7th. I guess what
Let's not forget about that.
I'm trying to figure out is, how is America worse off without TikTok?
Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Do you vote to get TikTok the fuck up out of here? Get in the poll, man. Answer the poll.
Well, I don't think they are worse off. I think the accountability that needs to be brought to TikTok because of the ownership of it. And the people right now, there's arguments saying, well, China doesn't own.
Well, and this shows you that for all the people that say that, Trump is against China by default, well, he wouldn't be trying to help save you motherfuckers if he was just against you by default.
TikTok. Well, they do own TikTok because any of a CCP member, which there's plenty that owns a tremendous amount of share inside TikTok, has a value base in it. Plus, all the servers and the
great point. Why are parents making their kids use the internet instead of reading a book? Well, you got to use the internet. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying. They replacing books and common sense shit, with these kids just on the phone all day. I don't allow my son to do it. He'll try to go there, but you got to steer their attention. It's like when you was young. Your mother wouldn't let you play Nintendo all day, smelling all funky. These kids are turning into zombies looking at the gaming world, and add that with a little bit of TikTok up in there, man. They dumbing them down.
Algorithms are drawn by Chinese government, and so the information they receive, it's a dangerous platform because of the way they're able to spread the information that they want to and organize people. Just when we were originally trying to vote on this and debate this, you saw the tremendous amount of misinformation that was out there that was completely wrong. The youth was calling. We got more death threats by young people at that time.
And this is because the Chinese control the algorithm, and they pushed all this information to kids, saying you can't ban TikTok, so they called and gave death threats.
Now, I agree. I agree, Jeremiah. That part. Our government only cares because they don't control it, and obviously there's some money pushing. You know what I mean? If we go down a rabbit hole, we'll be able to see it. But yeah, I agree 100%.
I think this is the point, right? That the Chinese could make.
This is just censoring shit. You know what I'm saying? This is the like deep state shit. Trying to, you know what it is. Listen, man. A lot of people are making money on TikTok. Man, listen, they probably making more than they was making during the Great Depression when people was jumping out the fucking windows. Come on, man. Sunday, watch the headlines.
And they say it's a business. They could make billions of dollars by selling TikTok, maybe tens of billions. But they won't, because they think it's more important to control the app. There's a rule that if your phone goes off, you got to take the call.
There you go.
Well, it was a text message. I could read
Anybody
it.
good?
I don't. Well,
it's a double-edged sword. It's just yeah. They want to control it. They can't control it. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But is it smart to allow them to have that much control over our society? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they really give a fuck about that. I think that is, leveraging money somewhere. Obviously, they don't care about all the people that's going to die because of this shit.
Dan Crenshaw.
We'll see what you guys are talking about later. But here's what I think is interesting. The Chinese, could sell this. They don't, because it's more valuable for them to have. They'd rather shut it down than give up the algorithm. So why shouldn't the United States leave its boot on the neck of the Chinese right now?
Well,
let's go. My boy be talking hot.
Shut it down, then give up the algorithm.
You ever heard of the China show?
So why shouldn't the United States leave its boot on the neck of the Chinese right now?
Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. Or go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. That's where the like button. Should TikTok be banned? I have a good thing going on with TikTok live right now, and I could become more popular, but who knows? After the 19th, if I can blow up with my boxing content. Now, YouTube is the spot too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I believe we should. What the president and I, we visited.
TikTok has a lot more cons than pros. U.S. versus China. It's bigger than TikTok. Come on, yo.
A little bit about this, and what he says is there's a lot.
This is what makes it weird too, though, y'all, is that Trump is not absolutely going against him. Now, some people are saying that he's just giving a default statement until he signs that, because so many people supported him that was on TikTok. You know, so he can't just outright just say, you know, his popularity would just fucking plunge right now if he would say that he's not considering, you know, intervening with that. He has to say that. But you think, I think on the 20th, he's going to turn his back on all these
young people that also make a living off of it. And he doesn't want to destroy that livelihood, that stream of income that they have. There is a lot of companies too that have a stream of income coming off of it. He's saying he just hasn't had the opportunity to look at it. And I don't know if I would oppose the fact doing a 60-day hold on it. So when he gets in office, he can get read in on the reports. He can see what's actually happening and figure out how.
Trump ain't signing shit. Double tap the screen. Type ones in the chat if you're on that Trump train too. Let them remind these people where the fuck they at. Yeah, ones in the chat if you
how to reorganize it.
You know, I say we make China an example. We make an example out of China, man. Come on, this is, you know, they.
One thing we do know for sure.
You start speaking bans and tariffs and all that. You know, Trump name is all over it. I think he did the best thing and say that he's considering suspending the TikTok ban.
No way is the ownership.
Do I think he's serious? Hell no.
Going to stay the way it is right now. It just can't happen. It is a national.
Like ones in the chat. Spam the chat with ones if you're on that Trump train, man. Let me know what city you from if you're new here.
Security threat. The way that they're able to.
Even if you're new, if you want to throw your city up, but if you're new here, put your city in town.
Put the information out where they were able to decipher that information and what they want to see and the algorithms they use to get it to people. So we know that can't take place. If they want to sell it, if they want to actually keep
they don't want to sell it.
I know, but because they want to have control.
So this is how Marco Rubio.
The number one demographic. There's nobody on. You know what I mean? Like, this is where they get their money from us.
Well, in his confirmation hearing today, I know a friend of yours,
very good friend,
put things. Take a listen.
If we stay on the road we're on right now, in less than 10 years, virtually everything that matters to us in life will depend on whether China will allow us to have it.
Thank you, Blizzard. We did a whole stream about it. Found out it's a government program. They don't even use it the same way.
Or not.
You have this inflection point right before Donald Trump is coming into office that could really force the Chinese hand. And he is offering basically to give them a reprieve. How does that jive with what his Secretary of State just laid out?
I wouldn't say that that he's given an opportunity to reprieve. It's not about China. It's about the retail behind it and him wanting to understand the information. If you've ever sat in a room with President Trump, he asks a tremendous amount of questions, and the guy can comprehend so much information through reading. He's always reading. He's always studying. I get calls from him all the time on just one question with 3 or 4 people.
North Cali, salute to the town business.
In the room, and it want to know.
Monique, salute, baby.
He wants to know my thoughts on it, and when he gathers that information, he makes a solid decision. He's not
Mr. Brock. All my people from the Bay Area. You know what I mean? It's my second home.
Not afraid of a fight. He's not afraid to step right into the room and tell him what he thinks. I mean, for instance, slapping 25% tariffs on China right off the bat. That is not that's not someone that's trying to get along with them. That's someone that's trying to get their attention.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.
Right, let's finish seeing what they got planned for this thing, man. This is just I don't know, man. As you know, I'm not a billionaire, so I don't really know what the hell's going on, but I definitely know that there's some money moving. Definitely some money moving around this bitch. You know? All right, Trump train.
Dangerous by Congress when our Facebooks, our X platforms, and others also gather our.
Now, Elon Musk buying TikTok. Listen, I wouldn't even That's the last person I want to have. I love Elon Musk, but one man should never have that much fucking power. You're talking about half of the population with Twitter and TikTok. Oh, come on, that's a whole this the entire planet of youth. I read too many books, man, especially them Dean Koontz ones, man. You know,
data,
a lot of espionage books, man. I'm not, you know.
Listen to microphones, perhaps watch through our cameras, just as much as any other apps. Why was TikTok specifically seen as such a specific national security threat by DC?
Errol, this is such a critical question, and I really do think that as we have the conversations about how people use and rely on TikTok for their livelihoods, the question is at what cost? Right. And the reason why this was passed is because lawmakers on both sides of the aisle were really worried that because of.
They're just looking at the money and they're just looking at the money. That's all they're looking at. Am I the only one out this motherfucker looking at the future, like of our kids? And I'm telling you, I just foresee crazy depression. Salute to the Africans. See why I say I'm not African American? He sings way better than I could ever sing.
The Chinese involvement here, the parent company ByteDance, affiliated with China, that the Chinese government could be receiving data about the millions and millions of Americans.
I'm not gonna lie, Elon scares the fuck out of me. I think he's a nice guy and everything, you know what I'm saying? But anybody, like a lot of those dudes, I ain't gonna lie, with those big weird fucking heads, those big faces, like it looks like he's close even when he's far away from you. Yeah, you gotta watch those motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Something ain't right, you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. And then, you know what? My mother, I came up in a household where my mother was telling me about apartheid and, we couldn't wear stuff like Reeboks and couldn't drink Coca-Cola. Oh, that supports apartheid. That's what my mother told me. I didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Until I got older. Apartheid. What the fuck is that? Apartheid. Sounds like a brand of sneakers. I mean, what the fuck did I know when I was young? Apartheid. Right? Got a little bit older, went to jail, you know what I'm saying? And I learned it had something to do with the Africans. Flies on their face and shit, you know what I'm saying? Feet. I don't know what happened over there, man. But that's where he comes from. You know what I'm saying?
Who use this platform. That's why it's different, because when you're talking about Meta, when you're talking about X, these are American companies. And so when you have a U.S. adversary that is potentially collecting all this critical data on American.
That's the only thing that fucking raises my antennas. The way they collect our data, man.
Citizens, then of course it is a much different story, which is precisely why lawmakers passed this bill to begin with. And I think that, that is the question that national security experts continue to pose, which is at what cost are you willing to give up your data? But we have seen, and you have reported on, this wave of TikTok users making the decision to download and use a Chinese government-owned app called Red Little Book, I believe. And so they're sort of protesting and saying, it's worth it to us. We have done the risk-benefit assessment, and for us, it is worth it to have another government know whatever they can glean on, what content we choose to look at on TikTok.
Yeah, you're so right about that. There's national security components, tech components, but there's so much emotion felt by its users. They seem very attached to this platform.
Okay, black man, that's what I'm looking for. Talk that shit right there. That's what I want to hear.
many reasons. Weijia Zhang giving us the latest there from the White House. I want to now cross back with CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady, who is still here with us. For some who may be older, they look at this platform as something that the kids can dance on. But you know full well from your reporting that for many of its users, it's so much more serious than that.
It is. And in fact, I interviewed
everybody jumping on that red note for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Red note stock just went the fuck up. So did YouTube. Let's not get it twisted.
Family of folks who are from Nashville, and they were living on teacher salaries before they started on TikTok. They started making, family-friendly comedy videos, and they now make a living from this. And so I kind of pressed them. I was like, well, why TikTok versus an Instagram or a Snap or some of these?
Yeah, a lot of parents don't even get it. They think that they're just fucking dancing on this app.
These other apps.
Yeah, why is this different?
Exactly. So what they said to me was, look, the editing tools, the creator tools that TikTok offers are far more advanced, far more easy to use than what they've seen on Instagram. They actually edit all of their videos on TikTok. And the other thing is the algorithm. They're able to reach, for some reason, a lot more people. And she, one of the girls showed me a number of videos. She said, this one, I posted the exact same video on TikTok and then on Instagram. It got over 1 million views on TikTok. And then on Instagram, it only got a couple 100,000.
Wow.
Same content. Yeah.
Word, because I get on TikTok and post videos of my cat, and those should be doing thousands of views.
Yeah, and there were tons of examples of that. And so that's the sort of the crux of it. That
hey, can y'all go live? Can you actually go live on TikTok? I don't know about that.
People find this really, really beneficial for their income, whether it's full-time or supplemental.
And for y'all that's hoping, that's hanging on the hope, Trump is not signing shit to save them. Trust me when I tell you. Ironically, on the 19th is when they get the ban. Oh, man, big companies is going to be selling their brains trying to appeal to Trump right now. He's going to be the man.
And TikTok also made it very easy for people to sell products, get a commission, a whole nother component that Instagram was slower to develop. This is uncharted territory to some extent for the US, but this did happen in India. How might that help us look at what might happen next?
Double tap the screen, get the lights up, or go to the top right and hit the 3 dots. Salute.
It's a great case study of what could happen. So India saw this ahead of time, and they said, look, we're going to ban this app. This goes back to summer of 2020. And the big benefiter was Instagram. It blew up in the country. So many users flocked to Instagram. And what was interesting to see happen is there was a bifurcation of who succeeded on the platform. So people that already
pay attention, y'all.
Had a big name.
Content creators, pay attention. People need to look up the word algorithm and fully understand what that means. All platforms work through an algorithm. Even old business, when the stock market, before it was digitized, before you was able to get on the internet to access this shit, there was algorithms running with it. It ran on the algorithm, but people physically made the algorithm. They collected information that looked the same, and they basically appeal to, they found a way to appeal to people by collecting the information physically.
Lots of followers. It was a snowballing effect when they moved over to Instagram. But kind of those smaller creators, more followers than I have, Errol, but those with
that's a big deal.
1 million and whatnot are still considered small. They really struggled to gain traction in India. And so that's kind of potentially something that could happen if there's no solution when it comes to buyers or delays with the next incoming administration. You could see those smaller businesses, smaller influencers try and get that same traction on these.
And they are, because YouTube is on easy mode right now. Ironically, right? Y'all know what easy mode means? Easy mode means that when you go to YouTube and you normally see your home screen, right? Okay, check it out. I'll give you, well, you probably can't see it right now, but when you go to your home screen, you normally see big ass channels, the news and stuff like that. Now, when you go to YouTube, you'll see smaller channels just popping up on your home screen. That's easy mode. They're doing that because they want more people to create more accounts. You know what I'm saying? It's just that simple.
Other apps and maybe not succeed as much.
That's why, if you ever thought about creating YouTube, right now is the perfect time. You'll grow faster than any other time. But trust me, it will only last for about 6 months and then you're dead. So try now.
Yeah, and it's a wake-up call that this impacts people's lives, people with middle, low income, some people who are unemployed. They have been relying on this platform and the creativity that it provides. Thank you so much. My thanks to Caroline Kelly Weija. We will have more continuing coverage on the Supreme Court decision in just a few moments. Thank you. But we do want to include some other major headlines. Fire crew.
All right. Whole lot going on. Whole lot going on. All right. And now if you got kids and your kids are stuck on this shit, you know what I'm saying? I think that you need to be paying attention to, not that they can't use it, but the capacity in which they use it. Now check it out. Right here it says presidential promise. Yeah, I like that type of talk. You know what I'm saying?
All right, this is
vows to usher in a new golden age. Let's see what that looked like.
the Fox News alert. President-elect Trump is meeting now with Republican governors at Mar-a-Lago. He's just started taking questions from the press. Let's dip in.
Yesterday in Washington.
Well, Sassy, I don't think that the adults is the ones that we really worried about. That's just going to have an emotional breakdown. I think the kids is going to suffer from this, and big business has got to look for a different way to advertise their business.
Which of your nominees do they think are going to have the hardest time getting confirmed?
So we had a great meeting with almost every senator, Republican senator, and I would say that first it was a love fest. This is a love fest too, I believe. I'll let you know in about an hour. But this is pretty much a love fest. I mean, the governors aren't exactly chopped liver, right? This is a group of people that have done a phenomenal job, and especially when you see what's going on in Los Angeles and all. You look at the way they've run their states, it's incredible. I talk about it all the time, the top 25 states, and I don't believe we have any in the list of crime. So every one of them is a Democrat-run state. We want to get along with the Democrats. I'm trying to be nice. We're going into a new term. It's going to be a great time for them. I'm going to call it the golden age. I believe we have a chance at the golden age of America. But I have to tell you, you look at the crime, it's all on the shoulders of Democrats and the way they run their states. And if these people ran those states,
stink motherfuckers.
It's same people, same everything. But you put these people in those states, you wouldn't have crime like that at all.
At all.
We've been watching over the last couple of weeks. A lot of CEOs, including some who censored you 4 years ago, have been coming down here basically to kiss the ring.
Eric Adams did a good job of kissing that motherfucking ring. That's the mayor of New York, just in case y'all don't know.
Did they change or did you change?
Well, maybe we all changed. I think they've gained a lot of respect. I think they looked at the mandate that we got. As you know, we won the popular.
Ralph said doom is coming. Another motherfucker came here and said Jesus is coming. You know this motherfucker gonna come to my chat the other day, right? And tell me that Jesus is in Massachusetts. I said, what the fuck? Share the link with him. Let him come over here. Because the Jesus I know went where the dirt is at. All right? For real. What the fuck is he doing in Massachusetts? Tell Jesus to get on my live, you know what I'm saying? Because we need some miracles on this side.
Vote, as I said, we won the.
Motherfuckers out there trying to turn wine to Hennessy and shit. Man, we trying to save people's lives out here.
All 7 swing states. I said, well, if Trump would win, I had to win 3.
And that's when I knew it wasn't Jesus. Because we all fucking know. Anybody that come to my channel, everybody knows that's here. That Jesus is African. That's right. My whole Bama. Jesus looked like that. I don't know about the other guy.
Because I had a lot of early voting going on, and we had to win 3, and we won all 7. And we won them by a lot. We didn't win them by a little. We won them by a lot. And we won the popular vote by a lot. I think that had an effect. I also think it's like, let's get something done. You look at what happened with Facebook today and yesterday, what they announced. That was a big concession from them. I mean, they went from I call them the unlock boxes. They call them lock boxes. I call them the unlock boxes because they seem to be unlocked a lot of times. But you went from the unlock boxes into a statement yesterday that's really talking about free speech. What a difference that is. And so we appreciate that. But I think they've gained a lot of respect.
And these confirmation hearings are messy. I'm going to show you in a second.
Had everybody. Jeff Bezos came. Bill Gates came. Mark Zuckerberg came. Many of them came numerous times. The bankers have all come. Everybody's coming. I haven't had anybody saying anything bad about me. I'm not used to it. But a lot of it's respect. I think they respect the Republican Party. The Republican Party has become a much bigger party. It's become a party for the worker. You know, if you look at all of the union votes that I got, and when I say I, it's really all of us together because it's a whole thing. But we won the Teamsters. We did great with the auto workers. We did, you know, all heavily union and non-union states. We won by a lot. Florida is an example. We won by millions of votes, the highest vote ever gotten. And so it's been a great period of time.
Yeah, and after these little funky ass fires they started, right? It's safe to say California's gonna turn red, man. It's gonna be a Republican state. We all can see it. I mean, moving forward, that's just gonna be terrible for them in 4 years. But right now, it's like almost like bittersweet. It's like, all right, cool, turn red. It's okay. It's a big ass state. Should have been
Pam
fucking
did better than Pete Hegseth.
Now look, now Pam at a confirmation hearing, obviously this Sheldon White House Democrat from Rhode Island, she ends his career.
One reason is because I think Pam is cleaner. I think her stuff is easy to defend. Wrote a clip.
And it would not be appropriate for a prosecutor to start with a name and look for a crime. It's a prosecutor's job to start with a crime and look for a name, correct?
She gonna smoke his ass. You wanna know why? Because every single person that Trump picked gotta go through this shit. They gotta be built from nails. Why do you think that he didn't pick politicians? That's why everybody's going crazy. Like, well, I don't know him. Good. That's why I want him. That's why we fucked with Trump, because he didn't feel like a politician. That's why he's going to get these people that know how to fight outside of his presence. Okay.
I think that is the whole problem with the weaponization that we have seen the last 4 years and what's been happening to Donald Trump. They targeted Donald Trump. They went after him, actually starting back in 2016. They targeted his campaign. They have launched countless investigations against him. That will not be the case if I am Attorney General. I will not politicize that office. I will not target people simply because of their political affiliation. Justice will be administered even-handedly throughout this country. Senator, we've got to bring this country back together. We've got to move forward or we're going to lose our country.
Hey, great response. We have another one. Come on with it. Roll it.
Are you aware of any factual basis to investigate Liz Cheney? Yes or no?
Senator, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to answer that question.
No, it's not hypothetical. I'm asking you, sitting here today, whether you are aware of a factual predicate to investigate Liz Cheney.
Senator, no one
Based
has
on
asked
what you
me
know.
to investigate Liz Cheney. That is a
The
hypothetical.
president has called for it publicly. You are aware of that, aren't you?
No one has asked me to investigate.
But the president
Liz.
has
We're
called-
also
the
worried about
president-
Liz Cheney,
the
Senator.
president has
You know what
called
we
for
should
this-
be worried about?
Ms. Bondi,
The
please
crime rate
answer
in
my questions.
California right now
You
is
are
through
aware-
the roof.
Why are you cutting off? Everybody they went for from Trump's picks shitted on him.
Ms. Bondi,
Your
my-
robberies
Ms.
are
Bondi,
87%
my
higher
question-
than the national
My question
average.
is this.
That's what I
My
want to be
question is this.
focused on, Senator.
Do you have the
If I'm
power to
confirmed
say
as
no to the
Attorney
president?
General.
I love see, let me say this. Women, I know I give y'all a hard time. I think women do better at stuff like this than men do. Women petty, boy. And they know how to out petty men on every level.
That's why we love Tulsi Gabbard.
Candace Owens is the
and Candace Owens. Hold up. She speaks about that TikTok thing, and she's against it.
pettiest of the petty. One person I would never want to get into an argument with is Candace Owens. I mean, because she'll out petty your pettiness.
Yep.
Like Candace Owens could be on a Real Housewives show and she'll turn that whole thing down. Women do better at this. Look how she diverted that question. He talking about Liz Cheney. She's a prosecutor. She knows that he's trying to ask a hypothetical. It's not a hypothetical. Well, Trump is trying to, there you go, it's a hypothetical. You asked me something, Trump has never asked me that. How about you worry about California? How about let's talk about the crime rate in your city while you asking me about Liz Cheney? Boy, man, I tell you what, that's why God made both us, man. Women do this right. Bro,
if you have no evidence to offer, let me ask you this.
I agree, man. Some of these women, man, they
Will you now retract your previous statements that Trump won Pennsylvania in the 2020 election? Yes or no?
Oh, Senator, I traveled to Pennsylvania, and let me tell you what I saw firsthand.
Yes or
no? I didn't talk about California because I was not in California. I talked about
yes or no. Last time I'm going to ask.
I talked about Pennsylvania because
Mr.
I
Chair,
was there.
I'm going to move on because
You
she's
got a
clearly not
court
answering my
order
questions. And
to
I want to know,
observe.
colleagues, for everybody, members of the committee and everybody watching, that the attorney was still.
Hey, listen, I thought the congressional hearings was nasty. I mean, they don't give a fuck about a woman at these joints. They take the gloves off.
Said, Mr. Giuliani was making very similar statements, and he has since been disbarred from multiple jurisdictions for making these false claims about the 2020 election in court. And like Mr. Giuliani, as you've noted today, you've taken an oath to uphold the Constitution just as an attorney. And now you're asking us to consider you to serve as the chief law enforcement officer in our country. So it's imperative, Ms. Bondi, that you subscribe to facts and evidence and not politically convenient.
Now, mind you, she never cut him off at all. Pay attention.
Conspiracy theories. Your job will be, your job will be to protect voters and election workers, not to undermine and dox them. Now, I know that earlier you agreed that Joe Biden is in fact president, but many of the president-elect's inner circle continue to spread the big lie about the 2020 election. Then we'll move on to a different topic.
Senator, you were speaking. May I speak? You cut me off when I was speaking. When I ask you the next question, you can speak, and I hope you answer, Ms. Bondi. Well, I'd like to answer the previous one, Senator.
When we met yesterday,
you pointed your finger at me and said you were speaking. Let me answer my question. I'm not going to be bullied by you, Senator.
The 14th Amendment of the United States of America, which was deeply disappointing.
I guess you didn't want to hear my answer about
today
Pennsylvania.
After I gave an opportunity to study overnight. So can you tell me in this committee what the citizenship clause of the 14th Amendment says?
Senator, I'm here to answer your questions. I'm not here to do your...
Abandoning all social media is not going to happen. Social media always existed from the social clubs, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. To even fucking truck drivers on CBs and, you know, the chat lines back in the days and the date lines and all that, man. Social media, the Black Planet, the MySpace. If they took all the phones, motherfuckers will find some pieces and put a phone together. Or if worst case scenario, they'll take some fucking cans and put some yarn in between the cans and try to communicate with each other like the Africans. AOL, yeah, that part, all of that. Yahoo. When it came out of the music, LimeWire, once they start streaming, Chuck D said, yo, listen, man, once y'all take our music and y'all take this from analog and you make it virtual and put it into the internet, we're gonna lose star power. Now look at these motherfuckers. They gotta take all their clothes off and run around butt naked. They gotta die and get fucked by Diddy to get a deal now. Come on, keep it real, man. You fucking Diddy, you ain't getting no deal, man. It's just that simple, man. Social media. Diddy before he started Bad Boy.
Homework and study for you. If I am confirmed as
You're
Attorney
the one
General,
asking for a confirmation vote,
you
ma'am.
cut me off. Can I please finish?
What does the 14th Amendment say?
Senator?
Well, sorry, just like those legal aids and the fucking DA and the judge.
Senator, the 14th Amendment, we all know, addresses birthright citizenship. I've been a state prosecutor. I've been a state AG. I look forward to, even given your remarks today, working with you and the people of California if I am confirmed as the 87th Attorney General of the United States of America. I didn't take your homework assignment. I'm sorry. I was preparing for today.
Ooh. Owie. Somebody get that man a towel. Yeah, he about to take a nap. He need a binky. He about to take a nap, man. She wasn't playing. Roll the clip.
With straight face.
Bundy, she on it. Roll the clip.
During the election, during the campaign. First,
are
the felons convicted of breaking into the Capitol on January 6th hostages or patriots, quoting Trump as president-elect repeatedly? Do you agree there is a...
Learn English, boo. Please learn how to fucking speak English, okay? That's all I ask of you people, man. That's all I ask of you people, man. About to take me down a rabbit hole. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up, man. It's almost an hour. You ain't got 100 likes up on here. God damn. Double tap the screen to go to the top right and hit the 3 dots. That's where the like is. Okay, we call that God's work around here. All right. Now, learn English before you get an attitude, baby.
Of the felons that I referred.
I am not familiar with that statement, Senator.
I just familiarized you with that statement. Do you agree with that
I mean, there's
statement?
nothing wrong with what I'm saying. This is a fucking American. This is America. This is the primary language here is English.
I'm not familiar
I mean, give me that much. You feel me? I just seen the commercial that Lansky posted. This was a Chinese lady, and she's professing that, I mean, she's telling us that she doesn't eat dogs. Give a fuck what you eat. You understand me? But I watch documentaries. I know what the fuck y'all eat. You know? Know what y'all eat, man. It's unfair, man.
We got to celebrate our differences. Ooga booga doo, ooga booga doo. We got to celebrate our differences. Nacho taco, chimichanga. Because it's beautiful.
Chimichongo part is crazy funny. Chimichongo.
With it, Senator.
No answer.
Hey, can you tell me what Chinese people eat? And I, you know, I like Chinese people.
He has also said illegal immigration is poisoning the blood of our nation. He said that in December 2023. Do you agree with that statement?
Senator, I am not familiar with that statement, but what I can tell you is I went to the border a few months ago. I went to Yuma, Arizona, and what I saw at that border was horrific, Senator.
She's a joint.
It was horrific.
Ms. Bondi,
I went to a rape crisis center.
That
If
is
I could
not my
finish,
question.
I went to a rape crisis center. Well, I'm not familiar with the statement, but I went to a rape crisis center.
Hey, is it true that Trump said grab him by the pussy? I'm asking for a friend. I'm just trying to see, because you know so much fake news. All of this fake
And that
news.
with Border Patrol agents. I'm sure you've been to the
Ms.
border
Bondi,
as well. So
I
you
want to
could
get
answer
to my
that.
next question. So
She whooping him, boy. She whooping him like a kid making an F on his report card.
I wanted to get into what Candace Owens was talking about, because look, she is ironically, I don't know, man. She's not against it. It doesn't seem like she's against. I mean, she's against them banning TikTok, and I think her position has something to do with, you know, deep state and big government. You know, honestly, just censoring us. I think that's what her thing is. But I'll let her
Foreign
speak.
nation, so let's discuss that. All right, guys, happy on X. Someone called me a Chinese spy. You're obviously a Chinese spy. And yesterday I was accused of being funded by Qatar. And earlier this week, I was accused of working for the Kremlin, Russia. So I really can't keep up. I've decided that I'm just in my James Bond era. I'm working for everybody and nobody at the exact same time. So to what do I owe this later honor? Okay. Well, I signed up for Red Note, as I said at the top of the show. That is the Chinese app that TikTokers are now flooding to in anticipation of the ban, which is scheduled to.
Hold up. Let me go get me a Red Note account right now. I don't want to be the one that's late. All you motherfuckers that work so hard to get popping on TikTok, I'm about to go to Red Note right now and get more famous than y'all. Quicker. Petty shit. You know what I'm
take
saying?
effect this Sunday, unless a Supreme Court miracle takes place, meaning that the highest
Double tap the screen. Let's get the lights up.
court in the land would have to move to block it. TikTok is going to otherwise shut its application for U.S. users. And yeah, there you go. We have a federal ban. And that feels like it is creeping onto our free speech. President Joe Biden last April signed the law in requiring ByteDance to sell its U.S. assets by January 19th, 2025, or they would face a nationwide ban. And it looks like the Supreme Court, by the way, is inclined to uphold the law, despite the fact that I will say Donald Trump has come in and said he'd like the deadline to at least be extended so that he can get into office and take a look at it. Now, some people might be asking, and I think it's a fair question, Candace, you are America first. You bill yourself as America first. How could you do this? Okay, so I'm going to explain to you why. First and foremost, because it's funny. Okay. I have a very good sense of humor, and the federal government playing whack-a-mole with Gen Z is objectively hilarious. Oh, we're going to get rid of this one. Boop. They pop up and they found another one and they're posting, and the posts are hilarious. We're going to get into it. And just to remind you, yesterday we discussed this, the origin of all of this. Obviously, absolutely no person with a
Yeah, check me out on Red Note. Mac Mean, true story. All story they true.
clear thinking mind believes what they are trying to sell us right now, that this move was done because the government is just so concerned about our data. Oh, it is so suddenly concerned
Thank you, Candace. They don't give a fuck about our data.
about, oh, we don't want China bad. They always like pick the boogeyman, China, Russia, whatever it is that they think people will just accept, right? We all know it's happening because of Israel, which controls the United States government via aggressive lobbying. They're concerned about which way the wind is blowing. We showed you that tape yesterday of Jonathan Greenblatt from the ADL freaking out about not being able to control the thoughts of Gen Z. We have a generational problem, he said. TikTok is crazy. They're all pro-Palestinian. And I also want to jog your memory because they went so far as to say in the short term, which TikTokers notice, they were already suppressing speech, right? So this is because otherwise people will say, you're making this up. You have to show the evidence here. Israeli officials were bragging about their ability to control speech, both on college campuses, getting various groups shut down that were pro-Palestinian, and also on social media. And so this clip I'm showing you, we showed you, I think last year, it's Amichai Shikli. I don't know if I'm saying his name correct. Anyways, he is the head minister of diaspora affairs and anti-Semitism. And he was speaking with the Jerusalem Post about their successful effort to censor speech that they claim is anti-Semitic on TikTok. Take a listen.
We work regularly with the leadership of various social.
They got a ceasefire in Gaza. I think Israel agreed to the ceasefire. It took about 48 hours to answer, but I think that they're ending that shit. Ironically, right before Trump takes his seat.
Organization. We had a lot of correspondence, especially with TikTok, because TikTok was very, very problematic, especially at the beginning of the war. They have taken a lot of steps to try and prevent anti-Semitism to go widely in their platform. It is better now than it was 10 months ago, but still there's a lot of work to do, especially on X. And actually, when you look at the recent trends of anti-Semitism in North America, we're seeing influencers such as Candace Owens, such as Tucker Carlson, who is a leading leader and influencer, hosting someone who is a Holocaust denier. And I reacted publicly on his statements, and I think it was a disaster. And this is very, very problematic. So when I see Tucker Carlson, who is such an influencer and is a key role in the right-wing political dimension of America, hosting someone who is a Holocaust denier, we're not silenced about it, not at all. And same goes to Candace Owens.
All right, we hear you loud and clear. Like I'm saying, they were doing this in plain sight. Obviously, they rushed. The Congress passed it. Oh my gosh, we have to deal with TikTok because they have wrong ideas. Generation Z is problematic. And so here's the thing. You're not going to now gaslight these same people. You're not going to gaslight them by telling us that the government was totally cool with Facebook and the CIA and the NSA. Shout out to Edward Snowden, by the way, stealing our data, spying on Americans. Yeah, the government was totally cool. Nothing had to be done urgently. And now all of a sudden it does. That really is just government level gaslighting. China is the enemy. And as our government behaves like, well, China, actually, ironically, it seems like they're taking a cue from China at the moment. The government pitch to you right now is let us abuse you and control your speech, not China. Let us do it.
Facebook.
Okay, maybe. Sure. What do we get?
Instagram.
In return? What do we get in return? Maybe I would let our government abuse us. We've been doing that for a long time, but we want to know what we get in return. Here's what they say to us. They say, you're going to get high taxes, unaffordable living expenses, never-ending wars that we expect you to die in that don't help your country whatsoever. You're going to get open borders. You're going to get filthy, crime-ridden cities. You're going to get students who can't pass basic literacy exams. And
filthy.
And in the process, we'll also call you racist, transphobic, and now anti-Semitic. In the process, also, we will be forcing some vaccines into your arm. That's the
Call us homophobic because I say you niggas is transvestites. That's crazy.
trade-off, guys. You get to be patriotic. Because the last thing they just ask you to do.
Can't even, what happened to the real America? When you could call somebody a transvestite and not get your whole YouTube channel shut down,
Is also give them all of your data, right? Why aren't you feeling patriotic to give the government all of your data? Yeah, shockingly, that pitch was not a convincing enough argument for Gen Z. They just want to say stuff on the internet while everything around them is burning. So they are signing up to Red Note, and it is pointedly hilarious, okay? Chinese people are welcoming them on the app. They're creating
watch this Chinese girl.
Videos to welcome America.
Check this out.
They are signing up to Red Note, and it is pointedly hilarious, okay? Chinese people are welcoming them on the app. They're creating videos to welcome American refugees onto their app, okay? Take this one woman as just one example.
I don't know whether I like this girl or I'm appalled, but check it out.
Hey, TikTok refugees. I swear to God, this is the most funny
Bernie said, Candace Owens is what stupid people think intelligent people sound like. Suck my dick, Bernie. How about that? Candace Owens is what stupid people think intelligent. So you come over here disrespecting somebody, calling them stupid. Your mother should have swallowed you. How about that?
ever seen since Brexit. Okay, so my name is Roxy Cat, your cat sister here. I'm a little bit popular here. And clearly, I'm one of the people that you don't need.
I didn't say the ceasefire has anything to do with Trump. The fuck is you talking about? Yo, start hitting these people, man. Look. Matter of fact, don't even worry about it. You get some. Mr. Bernie, where you at? You get some. Tell me, oh, you know what? Do me a favor. In the chat, if you hate Trump, type 1 like this and spam it, because you know what type of channel this is, right? Type 1s if you hate Trump in the chat. Type 1 if you hate Trump. Or if you hate Candace Owens. Go ahead, type 1 in the chat. Go ahead. If you do not like Trump, or if you do not like Candace Owens, type 1s in the chat. Don't be afraid. Y'all see anyone, send them to YouTube heaven.
Need translation to understand? Yes, since I've been here for so long, so trust me when I say this should be your little retina 101. So we Chinese people, we are really kind and heartwarming. You're gonna see us welcoming people everywhere, but there are just some certain types of people that we don't welcome at all. First of all,
what show was she watching?
If you ever think Panda Express is the most delicious Chinese food, get the out of here. Second of all, if you can't tell the difference between a dragon and a lion, you got 5 seconds to learn and report to me immediately. Third, if you ever dare to mix us up with Japanese or Korean, you'll be put into the plague zone immediately. Unless that we messed up and pretend that we're Korean ourselves. Yeah, a few things. Don't say any about our country. It's the key to respect. So hey, if you want to talk about yours.
I heard they coochies go this way, sideways. Somebody told me that when
It's okay. You're already refugees now.
We can come out. So that's just one woman. And then it was actually kind of funny because on X, people were saying, you don't even realize what you're signing up for. This app bans people for being LGBTQ. So welcome to an app that is sponsored by communists. And they're
Josh Hawley, let's talk about it. Let's not let these illegals, you know what I'm saying, slip between our fingers, okay? Let's get these motherfuckers. Josh Hawley. Hawley secures Gnome's pledge to shut down application for illegals. Opens the book on Secret Service failures. Josh Hawley, another bad motherfucker. Senator Hawley. Check this man out. Watch him work. Watch these motherfuckers work, man.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Noem, welcome. Congratulations on your nomination. I'm delighted to see you here. I do notice the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee is over your shoulder there. I'd have to question your judgment about who your friends are based on that. To the great chairman from the state of Missouri. It's fantastic to have you here. You know, the Department of Homeland Security is not particularly old, but you already have what I hope will soon be the distinction of succeeding the worst secretary in the history of the Department of Homeland Security. Alejandro Mayorkas has been an absolute disgrace to that department and frankly to this country. And I'm delighted to see you willing to step up and serve. Let me just ask you something. I repeatedly asked your predecessor when he sat where you're sitting whether the southern border was secure. And he repeatedly told me under oath, it is secure, Senator. And he repeatedly said under oath, our policies are working, Senator, meaning the Biden administration policies that, of course, gave us this devastating open border. So let me just ask you, is the southern border secure as we find it today?
Senator, no, the southern border is not secure today, but in just 3 days, we will have a new president in this
Man, my face looked like the cowardly lion.
country, President Donald J. Trump, and he will secure our border.
That is refreshing candor. I'm glad to hear it. Let me ask you about a young man from my state. This is Travis Wolf, who's 12 years old when he was killed just over a year ago by an illegal migrant who mowed him down, and I choose my words carefully, mowed him down in a motor vehicle, hit him head on, doing 75 and a 40, killed him. Others were severely injured. Just yesterday, a witness sitting where you are sitting today told this committee that migrant crime is, and I quote, not an actual concern. Not an actual concern. In a hearing before
checkmate
for this committee advising us to drop the Lake and Riley Act and not focus on migrant crime. You know, in my state, with the death of people like Travis Wolf,
him and Senator Kennedy is the worst motherfuckers these people ever seen.
and Officer David Lee, who was assaulted and killed in St. Louis, and officers in Kansas City who have been assaulted by illegal migrants, and others who have been carjacked and stabbed. Would you agree with me that migrant crime sure as heck is an actual concern and that you intend to do something about it?
Yes, Senator, absolutely. And I'm so sorry about Travis and my prayers go out to his family. I can't even imagine what that is like. And thank you for telling his story, because there's so many families in this country that have that same story. And they don't understand why the federal government is allowing people to come into this country illegally and then perpetuate crime
Tom Homan would have chewed her and spit her out
against their people, and then give them resources and shelter and food and debit cards to go take care of their families when they go to work every single day to make sure that they're providing for their families and are held accountable to when they break our law.
Should TikTok be banned? Let's get in the chat. Double tap the screen. Let's get the likes up or go to the top right. And does this woman look like the cowardly lion or Little Kim?
Let me ask you this. Will you work with President Trump to reinstate the Remain in Mexico program that the president had in place in his first term, which does so much to ensure that those who would seek to abuse our asylum system are not allowed into the country, and those who have legitimate asylum claims, their claims are processed in due order and in due course. But
very simple. Just do it the right way and we got you.
They wait in Mexico until those claims are fully processed. Will you work to reinstate that program?
Yes, Senator, the president and I have talked extensively about this and will 100% partner with him to reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy and make sure that it's in place.
Fantastic. I think Travis might be alive today if that policy.
Wow, these people who's having a hard time getting the fuck up out of here, right?
Had been in place. Let me ask you about.
And they the sorest losers. It's like, come on, man, you lost. Just shake my hand. You know what I mean? All of this other bullshit that they're doing to try to stop Trump is just ridiculous.
CBP One, the phone app that I've called concierge service for illegal immigrants. I'm sure you're familiar with it. This was the Biden administration's effort to allow asylum seekers to apply ahead of time using their phones, but not actually to provide any evidence that they needed asylum. There was a newspaper report, a press report that said the only problem with the app is it never asks users, are you seeking asylum? They don't ask for any asylum evidence. They simply release these so-called asylum seekers who use the app into the country on parole. Sometimes they're never given.
Send them motherfuckers back, man.
A hearing. The Inspector General actually did a report, a full investigation report on CBP One, and found that frequently users of this app were claiming the same addresses in the United States as their intended destination, even though they didn't know each other. They weren't family connections. In other words, it has been completely abused. And the idea that the federal government would pay for this kind of concierge service for illegals, I think is outrageous. Will you end the use of the CBP One app?
Yes, Senator, if confirmed, and I have the opportunity to be secretary on day one, CBP One will be shut down. There's data and information in there that we will preserve so that we can ensure we know who's coming into this country and who's already here that we need to go find, but also we make sure that there's another program.
Basically just put her under pressure and said, this is what the fuck you going to do. You're going to sign that shit.
HNV, which I'm sure you're very familiar
That's
with.
why the title of this says, Hawley secures Noam's pledge. You sure you're going to do this? We're getting it on record that you're saying this.
Our federal government actually paid to fly people into this country directly from other countries without any vetting or knowing who they are. So there's...
Oh, now they're learning the language. Yeah, we're not going to let them in without any vetting. Just last week, y'all was like, let them all in. Fuck out of here, man. Trump is going to hunt these people down, man. And trust me, man, he's not saving TikTok, man. TikTok is the fuck up out of here, as it should be. Who wants our kids all stupid? Come on, man. Most of my audience is older people, man. You don't want your kids stupid looking at TikTok all day trying to fucking learn some dance move that's never going to pay them. Come on, man. Being depressed, changing their likeness up, getting depressed looking at all these skinny girls and so-called dudes with a bunch of money. This shit is depressing them on purpose. Trust me when I tell you. Then they flood us with that fucking fentanyl, the zombie drug.
Several of these programs that need to be eliminated, and we need to ensure.
Let me remind you, man, ain't none of these motherfuckers like us anyway. They don't like America. You got these black and white people in the country. Oh, you're black, you're white. Motherfucker, you American. You take your ass to another country and they just start kidnapping people. You think they're going to give a fuck about your color? They're going to care that you're American. And they're going to snatch your ass up. You feel me? Yeah, these people don't like us. They don't like America. And on top of that, just to be frank, to be honest, I think that Trump is going to walk us up out of that NATO shit too. You want to know why? Because those countries that's over there don't even like us. For real, they want to use our resources, our likeness, everything about us. They want to put taxes on everything, and then Trump talk about tariffs and Americans out of everybody like, whoa, that's going to do. What do you mean? What is it going to do to you? Eggs are $7 fucking dollars. Ding dong. Look alive, people. Get rid of the motherfuckers.
Sure that we're following legal immigration laws.
I'm glad you just mentioned CHNV. This is this is a mass parole
pushing all that fatty
program. Of course, as you know, our law allows parole in only very
they ain't pushing no cool drugs to us. A little bit of weed, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Man, they pushing shit that's killing our country.
Limited circumstances. There are two circumstances, and it requires case-by-case evaluation. The present administration, soon to be gone, has granted mass parole in direct defiance of the law, not case-by-case evaluation. The CHNB program is one of those instances.
I mean, at this point, it might make sense that we work with China. Well, them little motherfuckers got some ingenuity, don't they? They'll build a bridge up, infrastructure, everything up real quick. Why do you think we owe them so much fucking money? They don't owe us money. We're not chasing them down for bread. We owe them money. You eat cat? Anybody buy that one?
You put us.
But TikTok is evil, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. Every time I see you motherfuckers with your face buried into that shit, I feel sorry for your mother. For real, for real. I would refuse to allow my kids to turn into video games and social media, just scrolling all day. My son goes to sleep to meditation, a certain hertz of frequency. Let's put it that way. You know, you turn around, you see these kids all in the phones, man. You think they give a fuck about us, man? Look at the. I ain't gonna lie. There's a certain type of restaurants in the hood. They'll serve you all type of weird looking shit with red sauce on it. Right? Anybody buy that one. You eating that shit, talking about ribs. Ribs for $2.50? Whole box of ribs for $2.50? Beef ribs? You go into the Chinese restaurant, $2.50 ribs, $3.50, $4.50, $5 for you. Everybody buy that one. You going up in there, you eating these ribs, $5, and they give you a whole styrofoam full. Nigga, go to the supermarket and see how much a steak costs. Okay, look how much some ribs cost. Beef ribs, brother. To get one little strip, I know. It ain't no beef that they eating when they up in there. They'll feed that shit to you. Fry it up all day. Shh. Everybody buy that one. Boom, fry it up. How much? $5 for you, everybody. Boom, 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 boom. And then when you see the kids eating back there, you know they always got a gate or something. You know what I'm saying? You go to the gate and you hold on to the gate, see what's going on back there. It's mad filthy back there. It's mad water everywhere. It's just shit on the floor. You can see no hair nets. They just doing the worst. And the kids are sitting over there in a clean corner eating steamed rice and steamed vegetables. And feeding us all of this. Everybody buy that one. Nigga, that is rat and cat. I don't know what the fuck it is. It might not, listen, it might not even be organic. It might not even be an animal. Giving you spare ribs. You know how much that shit costs in the supermarket? How are they giving you something that costs $30 for $5 every time? $30, $5. I ain't got nothing against nobody. I love the Chinese. You know what I'm saying? I think they're doing a great job over there. Definitely cleaner than it is over here. Well, look at some of them. Well, look at the Africans that speak fluent Chinese that's in China. They are paying black men to go over there and knock their backs out. They seeing black men for the first time. They looking at the head. They like, is it real? They're not even allowed to look at what we got going on over here, but yet we're using their government device to entertain ourselves. Think about what I'm trying to tell you. TikTok, bye-bye. No more tiki. Trump ain't saving them. Not the Trump I know. Trump chatting. Telling y'all what y'all need to hear until he sit down. Because imagine what he would say if he said, imagine what it'd be if he says, you know what, I'm with that. So much, the Democrats just waiting for that. They almost scratching their head like he's thinking about suspending it. Wait a minute. Candace Owens is saying that she's not. What's going on that I don't know about? You know what I'm saying? I tell you what, I'm not too friendly with anybody that's not American. You know what I'm saying? Or understand what the fuck we got going on over here. You know what I mean? You want to come over here to what we got? Integrate. That's it. That's all we got is America. We Americans out this bitch. You ain't no fucking African American. Y'all black dudes that grew up in the project, man. Stop all that shit, man. I'm African American. I'm waiting for reparations, man. Kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? My kids, my great grandkids is gonna get here, and we ain't gonna get no reparations. Your reparations is in the SBA, Small Business Administration. Your reparations is in your, you know what I'm saying, like your own brain. That's where your reparations is at. Okay, go look at some of these other countries that got it bad, and we can take whatever we want in this country. And then some of y'all got the nerve to be mad at some of these foreigners that come over here looking for a better way. We just don't like the ones that's chopping motherfuckers' heads off and shit like that. The rest of those bastards, let them come over here. Who the fuck is we to tell them that they can't come over here and make a life? Even if they did it, they snuck in this shit and they doing the right thing. God's work. Do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. But who the fuck are you to tell somebody not to try to save their families? We not talking about those people. We talking about the motherfuckers that want to come over here and ruin our shit, chop people's heads off, like I said, do all that crazy wild gang shit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. If y'all want to come over here and do, listen, the Bloods and the Crips should be allowed first. And we're gonna let the gangs in, you know what I'm saying? Start giving these Bloods and Crips they get back. All the people that died, you know what I'm saying? Fucking with that. Come on, man. Get the Bloods and the Crips 20,000 in food stamps. Give them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, the key to the city, so to speak. Okay? All right? Fuck TikTok. If you're on TikTok, that's your business. If you about to lose a bunch of bread, listen, you should have been leveraging your money somewhere else. Because before TikTok, you was living. Right? Y'all figure it out. These illegals, these people don't even fucking like us, man. They don't even like us. When folks come over here, you got some Africans come over here and look at black Americans like we ain't shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like you. Like, come on, let's not act like we don't know. Some of them. And then I know some cool ass motherfuckers, like the native New Yorkers. See, New York is a different place. New York is different. You know what I mean? When you come from New York, it's different. It hit different, you know? Hit different. It should. That's why we special. That's why all you motherfuckers trying to be like New Yorkers. Even New York is turning red. God's work. You want to know why? Because that thief ass, what's his name? I call him Curtis. Mayor Eric Adams. I call him Curtis for some reason. I don't know why I call him Curtis. He looks like a Curtis ass motherfucker. He switched his whole tune up. Trump went and told that nigga, yo, listen, calm down. You know what we about to do with this city. All right? Get with it.
Stop to this abuse of our parole law and our asylum system.
Yes, we will go back to case by case evaluation of these parole cases and ensure that we have more resources if you will partner with us to make sure that our legal immigration system is fully utilized, that we have more judges, more immigration courts so that we can process people legally and make sure that they are going through that process rather than like Joe Biden has done, use this as an excuse to allow people to come into our country with no.
Hey, when somebody come to this chat and try to be smart and talk, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes they type all caps. Like, you know what? Go talk to the fucking wall, okay? You're so smart, you should know to just keep swiping. Why you stop here for if you're smart? All right?
Consequences.
Let me ask you about another.
Take the panties out your asshole.
Low light, not a highlight, but a low light of this last administration and DHS. Your predecessor, the current Secretary of DHS, established a disinformation board using taxpayer resources to police speech on the internet and elsewhere to tag.
Yeah, I get along with the Africans, but mainly the young ones. A lot of old ones was on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you with them. Like we was stinking or something. Like American black dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like you hang out with us. The next thing you know, you're gonna be robbing motherfuckers and having a bunch of babies and eating watermelon. Come on, man. Don't act like we ain't stereotyped. Don't act like that we don't got this fucking target on our head. See, I don't allow y'all to sit on that. Not with me, not black people. You know what I'm saying? I take that shit away from you. But let's not act like we don't see the obvious. Who's targeted around this motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? So listen, you know, we don't need that. We don't need to have that when we got a bigger target. The world is on our ass.
American citizens' viewpoints.
Yeah, I just don't get into the racist shit. You know what I mean? I think that us black people, we stand on that shit too much, and it make us weak when we fight for things that keep us down. It's like talking about slavery. Oh, we were slaves, man. They took everything from us. You know, I hate the motherfucking nigga. Yeah, man, they took this from us, man. The white man, he took this, he took that. And what the fuck you took back? What you took back? They took this, they took that, man. You know, and look how you talking. What did you take back? Did you at least take some articulation? Did you get good grades? Did you take anything for yourself outside of the negative? Just like when you learn different language, instead of learning the real words, you want to learn all the curse words. You know what I'm saying? Did you take anything back for yourself? I'm tired of you motherfuckers talking about what they took from us. The record company, I'm tired of that. I don't want to hear that shit no more. My son, he come back to me and tell me a story about some slavery shit. I'll be like, fuck, who the fuck taught you that? Man, fuck them. They were slaves, not us. We Cambodian. Huh? We did God's work. Okay? You are a racist if I, as a white person, would say a word about black guy eating watermelon. Oh my God, I'll get canceled so quick. That's a fact. But Kevin, you know, let me just remind you that this shit is unfair, okay? It's unfair. We can say black owned. I should make a business called white owned. I'm telling you, man. I'll get rich. White owned. They'll be like, yo, you see this black dude with the white owned label? Exactly. Yeah. While y'all caught up in your emotions, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna pay myself back. That's my reparation. All right. My brain. Your brain is your only reparation that you should ever seek to get you anything. And if anything goes wrong with you, you should blame yourself, even if it's not your fault. That's how a man is created. A man is built by taking, they say a man means mind. A man, it means responsibility. A man means blame and fault and hardship, nigga. You take the fault even if it's not you, because you're not gonna win blaming everybody else. Even if it's not your fault, take the blame for it. You land in the fucking cell, it's your business. All right, you land in the grave, that's your business. If you land on big business, then that's your business too. You gotta choose what the fuck you want out here. You know what I mean? We are for people to do right thing, do things the right way. Why? Because we was forced to do everything the right way. You got Americans getting $100 and something on food stamps while these cats is coming in the country, you know what I'm saying, getting caught with 20 bandos in food stamps. Why do I say food stamps? Because eggs is $7, bruh. You know how many people that's making $30 an hour that would love to have some stamps to ease their pain? Black people are not the race that votes strictly Democrat. Why is that? They used to be like that. And we'll be here for days trying to explain to you why it was set up that way. Why we didn't know that the Republicans, Republican wasn't even thought of until after the 16th president. Ironically, all the slavery and all the bullshit we've ever heard came from the Democrats. So you think that we would never vote for them, right? So how did we get to that point? I don't know. That's another topic. Save that for another day. Trust me. Reparations is in freeing your mind and seeing past that color shit and know that people are human, man. Whatever was set up for you and your people, like whatever it was, it's not your next door neighbor. He ain't got shit to do with that. And like I said, when you leave this country, they don't look at your color more than they look at your nationality. It's about your nationality, man. You American, you a plate, bro. That's it. It's just that simple. You talk the way I talk or anything similar to this shit, you are an American.
As either legitimate or not legitimate and use the power of the state to censor them.
Any salute. Do Italians eat spaghetti and meatballs? Do Chinese eat lo mein? Do blacks eat fried chicken? Do Spanish eat rice? Do Spanish eat rice and beans? Not all of them, but the majority do. So let's get over it. Next topic, right? The fuck, it's not in my top 10. I don't give a fuck what none of these people eat. I don't care what they do. Or it's the stereotypes that are attributed to them. You know what I'm saying? How you living? How your heart pumping? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? What you got going on? What's with you?
Including having them removed and perhaps penalized. This has got to be the darkest chapter, I think, in DHS's short history. He eventually withdrew the board under intense.
Yeah, we covered it, doctor. We did. We covered it, man. Which I was highly disappointed because I was one of the guys that thought Lyndon B. Johnson was like the most, you know what I'm saying, like irrelevant fucking president.
Criticism, but has never fully repudiated it and never promised not to do it again. Will you pledge to us here today that under your leadership, there will never be a disinformation board or anything like it at DHS, and you will be a champion for the free speech and First Amendment rights of all Americans?
Senator, there will not be a board such as.
Wow, he's sinking it in. Hey, yo, this dude, Josh Hawley, you know what he's doing, right? He's creating a documented record of her saying that she will do this. So this is the first thing. We thought Tom Homan would make these people do this, but he's making her bow down, essentially. He's telling her, yo, listen, you're going to sign these papers to shut down that app for these illegals.
And perhaps penalized. This has got to be the darkest chapter, I think, in DHS's short history. He eventually withdrew the board under intense criticism, but has never fully repudiated.
Double tap the screen and get the likes up, or go to the top right, hit the 3 dots. That's where the like button is at. 65 likes, got 186 people here. Let's go ahead with the likes. Keep going with the likes till we get to 100 people. if you're on that Trump train, feel free to spam the chat with ones. You know what I mean? Let them know that we active out here. You know, Monday will be a fucking holiday for us. That part, you know. Send it to Josh Hawley.
Repudiated it and never promised not to do it again. Will you pledge to us here today that under your leadership, there will never be a disinformation board or anything like it at DHS, and you will be a champion for the free speech and First Amendment rights of all Americans?
Senator, there will not be a board such as that under my leadership at the Department of Homeland Security.
Fantastic. Let me ask you in my remaining seconds, just
man, he's dog walking, bro.
One more thing about the Secret Service. You've mentioned this.
I understand what's going on. You know, this is a classical dog walk. That's why he has that fucking smirk on his face.
So glad that you did. This committee, and it has been bipartisan. This committee has done bipartisan work on the attempted assassinations or the assassination attempts that you're
Bet everybody that came with him, once this shit was over and they got into private, anywhere private, they was high-fiving like a motherfucker. Trust me, man. This is a dog walk.
Say of the former president, soon to be the future president, soon to be the president, President Trump. We were stymied at every turn. And I should use the present tense. We are currently being stymied at every turn by the current Secret Service leadership and, frankly, by the leadership of DHS, who have refused to turn over documents, who refused to make people available for interviews. We finally had to pass
Enzo, salute.
My own law in this committee, which we unanimously adopted, a statute, mind you, which would require DHS and Secret Service to turn over relevant information to us about the assassination attempts. It's unbelievable. When you come to this office, I hope very soon, will you pledge to us that you will open the books on all of the facts associated and around these assassination attempts? That you will.
Martin Luther King, they should have had a Malcolm X Day. Wasn't Martin Luther King the one that said, let them slap you and just turn around, don't do nothing? I don't know, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, man.
Make available to us and to the public, most importantly, all
you gonna fuck up Columbus Day, you might as well just fuck it up with somebody that made a difference. You know, the other guy was in bed with the government. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. They used to have me singing that shit in school, man. Someday. Oh, this is how you know I got my education. So deep in my heart, I know, I still believe that we shall overcome. So while they was getting sprayed down by hoses, I'd pull my penis out and pissed on somebody. They had to kill me. They had to kill me. Yeah. They made them slaves in the right time. They'd had to kill me. But maybe our brains would have been a little bit more docile. I don't know. I'd have probably been, I ain't gonna have nobody spraying me down talking about we shall overcome. Boule. Taking a little bit about the ban on TikTok, and it's talking about how well Hawley is vetting in the new candidate.
Facts so that we can ensure that this never happens again and that the needed reforms in the Secret Service are put into effect.
Yeah. Senator, if I am the Secretary of Homeland Security, I will certainly work with you to build transparency and make sure the facts are shared.
I believe her. She looks scared as a motherfucker.
With you and your committee, I know that you've been very frustrated by the lack of transparency from the department, and I want to thank those of you that have.
We rocking with you, baby, but you got to do the right thing.
Worked on that report that was put together on these assassination attempts. I know it was a bipartisan report and
Secret Service in trouble again.
Investigation that this committee conducted, and I appreciate you focusing on that, and I will work with you to get the information so that you have the truth of really what happened there and the failures so they can be fixed.
Thank you.
I got you, AJ. My bad.
Great place to end, and a high note as I see my friend Senator Blumenthal, who did fantastic work on this effort. And it
Dark Skin Beauty, salute. I just, I'll be going down the rabbit hole, man. I meant to just talk about the TikTok shit. I didn't even mean to do a live this long because I got one planned for later on. I ain't gonna lie, man. My other channel, it's called Mac Mean TSTV. We monetized over there. We just made 3,000 subs. I'm at 10,000 subs over there. before March, right? And like I said, it's monetized over there. I have a lot more fun over there because I don't have to actually be truthful over there. I just talk shit and just lie all day. Not really lie, but I share my point of view. You know what I mean? Now, this dude, Ted Kennedy, that's another bad motherfucker. Yo, oh man, these motherfuckers. Let me just show you one more thing, man, before we get out of here. All right. I'm addicted to these congressional hearings, man. These shits be like Jerry Springer, bro. I swear to God. You gotta look at these congressional hearings.
Dreamers every single year he's tried for the last 20 because people like you.
A heated debate between U.S. senators on Trump's deportation plan. They've been arguing about this shit for months.
Make it impossible to have let me finish and then I'll let you speak as long as the chair wants to. Have a rational discussion about it. Because if we don't secure the border, I can't get a path.
I swear to God, they be fighting for that camera like Diddy and Mace.
Citizenship for the DACA population. If we don't secure the border, I can't get Democrats and
I'm talking about the senators and these judges, man. They are ruthless on these places.
Republicans to come together and give certainty to the dreamer population. Are there any dreamers in the room? Raise your hand if you are. All right. Well, this is a part of the problem, ladies and gentlemen. You have an incoming Republican president who just said as late as Sunday that he's prepared to give you certainty. But we have people here.
For those weirdos in Pennsylvania, your fucking day is coming. Trust me when I tell you, you fucked up. He wasn't going to bother you, man. But now you're just not going to be happy until we completely ruin you. Just like when Meek Mill was in the cage. You know what I'm saying? I think that, the biggest question here is where's his shoes at? Because if a man's going to die like this, he should be dying with his shoes on. Meek Mill in the cage, y'all. A real Democrat, okay? Tupac was another Democrat. Sorry to say, they hated Republicans. Has nothing to do with me. Just letting you know. I gotta get ready to get up out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I really do. I can't sit here all day and entertain you people. I would love to, but I got people to do and things to see, man. All right. Salute to everybody that came here. As a matter of fact, let me read. Most of the people say that they should ban TikTok. I say they should ban hip hop. It sounds like TikTok, but they should ban hip hop. You want to know why? Because every time I look at, when I listen to Me Against the World, when I think about Strictly for My Niggas, and then I look at this picture, Strictly for My Niggas. See, Pac was doing shit like this when he said that. That's why we fell for it. But then you go back and you're like, damn, man, strictly for my niggas. Strictly for my niggas. Why would I do anything strictly for my niggas? I'd rather be grabbing them by the pussy. But that's just me, man. That's just me, man. I'll see y'all motherfuckers next time. Where I go?